welcome to my channel. This is going to be my first video, and I'm doing it on this look here. So it's a nice smoked out wing, nude lip, just nice glowy skin. So yeah, hope you enjoy, like and subscribe, and yeah, enjoy. So first of all, I'm going to use the Pears soap and then wet it with my Mario Badescu facial spray and get enough on there, and just get a spoolie and truly lather that up and get my spoolie covered in the soap. This is great because it really holds all your hairs in place, and then also doesn't leave like your brow hairs crusty or just disgusting. So just really fluff them up, and then I'll just leave that to dry and then fill them in later on with a bit more product. Next I'm going to prime my eyelids with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Custard. So for this look, normally I would use my P. Louise base, but that's a lot lighter than what my foundation will be when I put it on, because I want it to match my neck and my tan. So because it's just a winged out liner, I want it to kind of, I just don't want a bright base under the minimal eyeshadow, you see. So I'm just applying this concealer all over the lid. So now we've got the base down, I'm going to take my Conspiracy palette and I'm going to go in with shade Tanacon and just put that through the crease, but just a light wash. You don't want too much. This just adds a little bit of colour to the lid. Then I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay 24 Hour Glide On Eye Pencil in Zero. Now this is going to look crazy messy until I've cleaned it up at the end, but as the saying is, trust the process. So I'm going to bring out the black liner like a flick and then bring it back on, go back on myself and bring it onto the lid and just add a bit more there. Then I'm going to use a tiny pencil brush to just buff that out to the desired finish, and then just bring it out a little bit further. Like so. And then I'm going to use a bit of a bigger brush like this and then go in with Diet Root Beer from that same palette and just go over the eyeliner and slightly above it. And then this is now just going to be kind of a bit of a repetitive process just until you get the desired smokiness. So I'm going to really bring that out because I want it really smoked. Back in with the smaller one and then go in with the black in the palette, my red is here, and then just go over that to deepen the black, because you do lose a lot of the black when you go in with the brown, and then back in with the brown. And like I said, it's going to look really messy until we clean it up right at the end. I'm also going to get a clean blending brush just to go over the top of that, just to help blend it together and sort of smoke it out. So as you can see, extremely messy, but you can get the gist of the wing. So then what I do is get a cotton pad or a cotton bud if you've got a cotton bud. And I choose to take my micellar water, fold the pad in half so you kind of get a flat edge, and then clean up the wing. So as you can see, that really just gives you that smoked out wing look. I just really want it to be big because then it just brings the eyes out. So then I'll just do the other side off camera. Right, so now I've evened up the eyes. Obviously they'll still look a little bit crazy at the minute. I'm going to use my Better Than Sex mascara just to coat my lashes, my top lashes. This mascara is great. It just really, it lengthens and separates the lashes, whilst also thickening the lashes. Once that mascara is dry, I'm going to then put my lashes on. So the TL4s, these ones are my absolute favourites. So I'm going to use the Ole Henriksen Serious Brightening Gel Cream. At the minute I'm absolutely loving the Ole Henriksen skincare range. It's really nice and just absorbs into the skin. Bring it down the neck a little bit as well. So now I'm going to go in with and put the lashes on. So I'll just get them in my tweezers. I always apply them in the middle first and then do the outer corner and then the inner corner. And try and get as close to the lid but still on the lash line. And then just kind of fiddle around with them and until you've got them on just how you like, and you can just see like how it just gives so much more to the look. Like, don't really know how to describe it. I really struggle with putting lashes on myself, but I find because of how tacky this glue gets, it just makes it really easy for me to do it. But now I've got the lashes on, you can really just sort of see what I mean by, even though it still gives you that volume and sort of like dramatic look, you can still see the shadow and the wing behind it through the little sparse areas on the lashes. So there you go. So a bit closer. Rest of the face. So I'm going to go in with my primer, which is the Ole Henriksen Banana Brights face powder, primer. I'm just going to put it That was a good catch. Recently I've actually been enjoying applying my primer and blending it out with a brush. I have no idea why. I just kind of like the way it finishes. I feel like it kind of, I don't know why, in my head when I'm rubbing it in with my hands, it slightly takes away some of the product. So, whereas if I do this, it kind of still stays on top of the skin rather than some of it coming off and absorbing into my fingers. So then that way, with it sitting on top of the skin more, it creates more of a barrier between the makeup and the skin. I'm now actually going to go in with my MAC Studio Fix in the shade NC40. Recently I've been using this again, absolutely loving it. We tend to have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this foundation. And the smell of it actually reminds me of when, like, my 18th birthday, when I went and got my makeup done for the first time, and the girl literally used all things MAC, and I thought it was the best thing ever. So I'm just gonna apply this with a soft concealer brush by Zoeva, the 144 brush, just because I feel like it gets a real even coverage everywhere. And you can sort of like make sure you put more product in the areas where you want more coverage. So I tend to like that around my nose and on my cheeks, just because of I get a lot of redness, and I also like to go around my brows. I'll go in with Peaches and Cream PC19 brush and just pat that in, so it blends it out but still also keeps the coverage. And obviously I understand that this foundation looks a little bit orange, but once I've got the whole concealer on and everything, you'll see how it'll just brings it all together. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer, which is the Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 180. This colour, I just love it. Like, it's so nice for when you're fake tanned, which is me all the time. And this will, like I said, really help with sorting the foundation out so it's not too orange. And then I just do a little bit on the forehead and the chin, the nose, just to highlight them areas a little bit. Go back in with my foundation brush just to blend out the chin, the nose, and the forehead. And then I also use it to blend out the edges of the eyes. And then I go in with a smaller brush, which it's rubbed off. I think it's the Real Technique setting brush, and I use that just to get right into the inner corner of the eye and blend out the under eye as well. So then I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm going to do a bit, only a little bit of baking. So I'm going to get my beauty blender, tap it in powder, and then place this under the eye. But then I'm also going to use this to sharpen under the liner, and then just bring it up to the side of the nose a little bit. And literally leave it for a couple of seconds, and then brush away. Just because I've noticed the last probably year I get a lot of creasing under my eyes now. And then I'm just going to put some more powder on this brush and then set all the other areas of my face. So I find if I bake too long, that kind of makes my under eyes look a little bit more dry when it starts to crease. So I found if I just kind of do it for them few seconds, kind of does the job and prevents the creasing as much. So then I like to go in with some setting spray, so I'm going to use my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray for this. So now I've done that, I'm going to go in with my bronzer, which is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. Now this is my absolute favourite product. This was what I like when I used to work for them. Constantly I was like, oh, I need more. I always put this on everyone because I find this shade, even though it is the darkest shade out of all the bronzers, it is also very universal. So I wear fake tan a hell of a lot as I'm naturally so pale, but even when I'm pale and I've got no tan on, I can still get away with this bronzer. I'm just obviously very light-handed, whereas when I've got tan on, I like to go ham, as you can see. But in this product, it's not just a bronzer, it's mixed with the ambient powders that they have, which gives you just that nice from within glow when the light hits the face. So it does have a slight sheen to it, but it's not obvious. But as you can see, like, look how much nicer this side of the face looks. It's all nice and warm, and again, because of where I've put it, it brings my cheekbone into this side of my face, looks more slimmer, and this side of the face looks like a football face. And then also bring it down the neck, again just to blend everything together. So next I'm going to go in for my highlighter. I'm going to use the Sleek Solstice palette, and I'm going to use these two colours. Now recently I've been loving using my Morphe JS2 brush. So this is actually an eyeshadow brush, but because of the way the tip is, if it focuses, you can really concentrate your product, so then you can, depending on how you like your highlighter, like some people kind of like it so it's just really glowy all over, whereas I tend to like focus my product sort of more here on the apples of the cheeks, and then again so most of the product's there, and then bring it back and just slowly build it up, and then add a tiny bit above the brow just to lift that. Look how beautiful that is. And then down again. Now when I come to highlighting the nose, I tend to do halfway down and up to right, just in between the brow, and then just on the tip of the nose, and that kind of just gives it, makes your nose look slimmer. And it's kind of, I feel like in a way it's maybe slightly reverse contouring your nose, because I'm not putting any actual contour down the nose. And then Cupid's bow. Right, so then next I'm going to go in with my blush, which is the Milani Luminoso blush. I'm just going to put that on with my Peaches and Cream PC03 brush. These brushes, they're just like, Peaches and Cream do the best brushes in the world. The only ones I really use in my kit are Peaches and Cream and my Morphe brushes, to be honest. I have the odd Zoeva brush in there, but I just find Peaches and Cream and Morphe are the most affordable brushes and such good quality. Because Peaches and Cream are 4 for £15 I think, and that's like brilliant, because you can have, you could even just have 4 of these, the foundation brushes, and that you make such a saving. So once I put my blush on, I'll then go on to do my under eyes, so I'll just zoom in. So with this you can leave it the way it is, you can just smoke it out a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer, I think, to the lower lash line. So first I'm going to go in with my Morphe pencil in Secret. It's just like a brown with sort of like a golden reflex to it. And then what I'm actually going to go in with is, I think I'm going to go back into the Conspiracy palette and just a Theory, and just add a tiny little bit of something. Again, not hugely obvious, just the tiniest little bit. And then back in with my Better Than Sex mascara. Another great thing that I didn't mention before about this mascara is it doesn't transfer. Because I know quite, especially when I was working on makeup counters, a lot of women would come and say how they find their mascara transfers on the lower lash line. So I would obviously, when I was working for Hourglass, and Hourglass Caution is another amazing mascara, which doesn't transfer, gives you that thickness and just makes your lashes look beautiful. But at the minute the one I am using is the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but the Hourglass one is also brilliant. So I'd recommend either of them to anyone who feels like they do have oily eyelids or their eyes run a lot and things like that, because it really does work wonders and stays. Next I'm going to go in with and do my lips. So I am, with my nude lips, I'm a little bit extra. I'll just zoom out a little bit. I use two different lip liners. So I use the Hourglass Eden lip liner at first to do all over. Then I go in with my lipstick and then I darken the edges with Rimmel Cappuccino. The lipstick that I'm currently loving and using is the Doll Beauty one, if you can see. And this is, it's like a really light nude in the shade Fomo. Just a lighted, just put it in the centre of the lips. It makes, one, makes it look plumper, and two, just brightens it and gives it an ombre. And then I use the iconic London lip gloss in the shade Nearly Nude, and this is a lip plumping gloss as well. It's beautiful. So I'll go in with Eden first. Now I do very, very slightly overdraw my lips. As you can kind of tell, it just ever stay the same at the bottom. Higher up you get, slightly go above the lash line. Lip line even. Right, let's try that again, seeing as the camera died. So, yeah, as I was saying, so you start normal here, bring it up, slightly overdraw, and then do it on the other side, and then that really just brings out the pout. And then I get, actually I'm going to go do it a bit different this time. I'm going to get my cappuccino and just outline it. Like that. But what I'm going to do is slightly bring it ever so slightly down. Yeah. Doll Beauty lipstick. Flat it in there though. So look a bit funny at first. And then I get a Morphe 456 brush. So it's a fluffy brush, and just blend that all out together. Like so. So you can leave it like that. Or I then like to go in with a gloss, because I'm a proper gloss girl. And there you have it. The final step, well, 2 steps, is tinted brow gel. This one's the ABH Dip Brow Gel in medium brown. And I tend to just focus this sort of just before the arch and then down the tail, none through the front. I just feel like it helps with an ombre brow, which is the style that I like. And then last but no means least, go in. You don't have to be extra like I'm gonna be, but you can just use the same setting spray, or I bought this the other day and it's the new Hourglass one. It's a veil one, so I literally absolutely love it. This helps make the makeup waterproof as well, which, because it's part of the veil collection. So you can leave it like this, or if you wanted to, you can add a highlight to the inner corner. As a final touch, but you don't have to. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully be filming another one soon. Thank you.